The UCL round of 16 draw has just finished up, and today I'm going to be telling you who I think will be winning these matches and who will be making it to the final of the UCL. So, let's get right to this. Now, just taking a quick overview of this bracket, we could see that this is a good bracket. We don't know who's going to be making it to the Champions League final, maybe like past other seasons. So, I would say the talent right now is well spread, and even though there's no clear-cut contender of who's going to be making it to the final, we don't even know who's going to get past this round. These matches are close, and some of these matches, I already smell a little bit of an upset coming up. Now let's get right to my predictions on who's going to be making it to the next round. Now, PSV versus Arsenal. I think this game has a little bit of an upset written in the walls. Arsenal, they're a team that can choke. PSV is doing very well, and they have some big-time players like Perisic. And I believe in Perisic. This dude, he's been pulling through his whole entire life. You know, he's an experienced vet, and he still has them skills. Even though I do think that PSV could pull this off, I think I'm going to be smart and just say Arsenal goes through. But right now, I will give it a 55 Arsenal, 45 PSV. I would not be surprised if PSV make it through. This team, they can ball, and they have ballers. Arsenal, this is a team that chokes. They have a history of choking, and it's part of their DNA, really. Spurs and Arsenal, they're both a little Spursy. I wouldn't just say Spursy refers to Spurs. This applies to Arsenal too. They choke, and on top of that, they lost their strikers, so they're also in a position where they might be in the title race again, with Liverpool just recently dropping points and having dropped points more than recently. So they might have to pick and choose which cup they want to be in, and I think they have more of a possibility to winning the Premier League than the UCL. So I think they're going to choose the Premier League. But that being said, I still think Arsenal is going to go through. I'm not going to... You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to put PSV. PSV go through. Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid. These teams, they both have a bit of a tough schedule coming up. Especially Atletico Madrid. They play Barcelona in the Copa del Rey. They're third place now in La Liga, but they're only 1 point behind Barcelona and Real Madrid, and they have a better head-to-head record than Barcelona do. So if they potentially get to a point where all teams are even, I believe Atletico Madrid will still go through. They'll still have the advantage. Then from there, Real Madrid, this team's starting to peak. I know Madrid just got spanked by Barcelona just 2 months ago, but that's a different Madrid. Now Valverde's playing right back. I don't think that they're gonna trust Lucas Vazquez anymore. He's gone, and he was a big issue with this team. And now Asensio's pulling through. This is a team that has kind of started to find their form. So I do think Madrid will win this tie, but it's gonna be difficult. It is gonna be difficult. I mean, playing against Atletico Madrid is never an easy task, but when Cristiano Ronaldo played against Atletico Madrid, he showed up. So I think this is going to be Mbappe's showing up party. And I mean, he showed up against Man City, but this is a different beast. Man City was trashed. They were one of the teams that were in the worst forms, but and they kind of played in that second leg. They were forced to play a system that benefited Madrid. But now you have to break down a team that's going to sit low. That being said, I still think Madrid will go through. I think Madrid's going to have to choose which tournament they're going to be in, and I think they're going to decide La Liga. But you never know, because they might want to just knock out Real Madrid. They might want to just ruin Madrid's party, because Madrid worry the most about the UCL. But I still think Madrid will go through. PSG versus Liverpool. This game isn't as straightforward as people would think. Liverpool is starting to go in a little bit of a slump. PSG is starting to peak. So, again, Liverpool has to decide, or they might have to decide, do they want to focus on the Premier League, or do they want to focus on the UCL? PSG, I mean, League One is already basically wrapped up. They have a good point advantage. I believe it's against Monaco. And they're peaking. They're doing it really good. They just beat Brest 7-0. So I wouldn't be surprised if PSG go through. That being said, I still think Liverpool will go through. But this game isn't that straightforward. The PSG's good. I just think Liverpool, I have a little bit more belief in them that they can get past this tie. Club Brugge versus Aston Villa. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I think Aston Villa is going to go through Club Brugge. They're a Belgium team. I mean, yeah, they did. I forgot who they played in the round of 16. Let me see. Atalanta. So they played Atalanta, which is a respectable team. But Aston Villa, I still think they have what it takes. Benfica versus Barcelona. This is a game that Benfica is going to want to get back, but they're not. I don't trust Benfica going through. I think Barcelona is going to get the better of them again. I'm going to keep it short just to make this video short. Dortmund versus Lille. I would say people can look at this match and they would say, oh, Dortmund's going to go through. I don't think so. I think Lille's going to go through and they're going to be taking one over the German. Lille had a really good first stage of the UCL, and they're not doing that bad in... Are they doing bad in League One? Damn, so Lille isn't doing that good, actually, in their league. But I still think Dortmund, who have had a horrendous season, I don't see Dortmund going through. I'm going to be honest. I'm gonna just stick to my gut reaction and saying that Lille goes through. Bayern Munich versus Leverkusen. Bayern Munich was not doing that good against Bayern Leverkusen in the Bundesliga, but crap. I mean, I want to say Bayern Munich, but I don't want this bracket to be... I don't think this bracket is going to be as straightforward as people think. I think Bayern Leverkusen. I'm going to just switch and say Bayern Leverkusen is going to go through. But I do think Bayern Munich is going to win the Bundesliga. Feyenoord versus Inter. Feyenoord is pretty good. Or I would say they've kind of had... It's weird because they just sacked their coach and they beat Milan, but you look at both of those games against AC Milan, did Feyenoord win or did AC Milan beat themselves? I would say AC Milan kind of beat themselves. I'm going to say Inter Milan go through. And yeah, this is my bracket for the next stage, quarterfinals. PSV versus Real Madrid. I think we all know the answer to this. This match is going to be pretty straightforward. Aston Villa versus Liverpool. Aston Villa is going to lose and Liverpool is going to go through. Barcelona versus Lille. Barcelona is going to go through. Inter versus Leverkusen. And this is actually the match of this phase. It's funny. The round of 16 might end up being a little... Or sorry. The quarterfinals might end up being a little whack, to say the least. And Bayern Leverkusen versus Inter. Inter, I would say, will go through. Bayern Leverkusen, their UCL will end there. And Liverpool versus Real Madrid. Barcelona versus Inter. Let me put this right. Liverpool versus Real Madrid. I always say, in the UCL, it matters a lot when you peak. And I think, if you look at the history of this tournament, teams that peak early in the season, like Liverpool were peaking, they peaked around September, October, even November. They were peaking at this phase. Now they're going through a little bit of a slump. Madrid, on the other hand, they were trash in the beginning of the season. And I know Madrid lost to Liverpool, but that was a team without Vini. It was Mbappe who was out of form. They were just going through some injuries, and their players like Asensio hadn't really settled in the team yet. And he had just, I think he was like 2 or 3, maybe even 4 matches into his professional career at that time. So this team was still finding themselves. In the other hand, you had Liverpool, who was still kind of in their honeymoon phase with Arnold Slot. So I think this game is different. I think this game and this tie will be different. And I think Real Madrid will be going through to the final. And then one thing that I think we will never see, for whatever reason, it's just like the football gods are against us in this, is seeing an El Clasico Champions League final. I don't think that would happen. And if you look at my original videos, or one of my first videos that I started making, I was saying one of Barcelona's worst matchups that they could have in this season is against Inter Milan. The way that Barca are playing under Hansi Flick, the worst team they could play is an Italian team. And it's an Italian team that can still defend well. Because you see Juventus, you see AC Milan. Yeah, they're Italian teams, but they're trash. They're frauds. These are not real Italian teams. Inter Milan still maintain that Italian defending DNA. And that being said, I think Inter Milan, they have Barca's number. With the way they play it, I think 9 out of 10 times Inter Milan can beat Barcelona. So I'm going to say Barca lose in the semifinals. And I think this is going to be the first time that Barca make it to the semifinals since like 2019. They have not made it to the UCL semifinals in a good bit. And it's going to be a Real Madrid versus Inter final. Inter making it to the Champions League final once again in like 3 years, I think it is. 4 years, because they made it to the 2021 final, did they? Or 2023? I think they made it to the 2023 UCL final. So the second Champions League finals in 3 years. And I believe Inter is one of the teams that lose the most in the UCL finals, and Real Madrid is the team that wins the most. That being said, right now I have Real Madrid winning. I do think they're going to peak at the right time. This club is a club that prioritizes the UCL, and they know how to win. They know how to win, and they know when to peak. And that's the most important. When it comes to the UCL, it's about knowing when to peak. And Madrid know when to peak. They're not always the best team throughout the seasons. That's why sometimes they have a hard time winning the league, because there's times when they're trash. And yeah, I see Real Madrid going through, and I see Real Madrid taking it all. But that's Disney Plus world right now, because Mbappe going to Madrid and Mbappe winning his UCL in his first season. That's kind of Disney Plus talk, but it's starting to look like a reality. It's not too far fetched. So let's see if Disney Plus can come to life for once. But one thing that for sure is not gonna happen, we will not be getting an El Clasico final. That's not gonna happen, and I put that on everything. I know ball. Trust me, I know ball. Anyways, if you guys like this vid, please subscribe. Please like the vid. Comment what you think. Come on. All right. So what day is today? 21st. I got 7 days. The past 2 days, I didn't get one subscriber. Not one subscriber these past 2 days. Yesterday, I spent, or 2 days ago, I spent the whole entire night editing a vid, and then I wake up, I got no views and no subscribers. I didn't even upload a video yesterday because I was so pissed. So, anyways, guys, yeah, it doesn't take much to just like the vid and subscribe. So, hopefully, this video gets some likes. I don't know. Or some views, at least. God damn! Anyways, Pumpkin Picks out.